Thanks for staying with us. So there's this issue ongoing in Gombe State, which we thought was quite interesting. If you recall, back in 2013, in Zamfara State, about 8,000 women protested to the government saying that they did not have husbands to marry. And then it's something similar, I think about in 2009 also, the same thing happened in Kano State. And I think the governor immediately at the time married 1,000 women because of the same issue of lack of husbands at the time. Now, as of today, people thought it was just an Islamic thing or a northern thing, but recently, a church in Gombe State was complaining and concerned over their unmarried ladies, saying that there were no men. In fact, interestingly, Southwestern men were coming to grab the women in Gombe State, more men, and were coming there and they were taking away all their women. And there was this issue of lack of enough responsible men to get married to. Now, the issue is, and I think which is the reason why I want to talk about it, is reality is we have to be our sisters' keepers. What do you think of the idea of sharing? For those of you who are married today, the North, I would say especially, or anywhere else around the country, do you think is a good suggestion to think of sharing? Especially because, listen, the objective is to sustain the cycle of life. The objective is to ensure that we produce enough hands, especially in Africa, that we need people who are educated to help in development. So what are your thoughts on this issue? Should we begin to think of sharing, especially those of you who are married and who have achieved a certain purpose?
Can I imagine you're saying
No, I'm saying it in the way, listen, there are different ways of sharing.
Okay.
There is, you're married, you have little children, those ones you might not want to share. But you're in your 60s, your kids are in the university, they are grown, in fact, they're probably even getting married already, and they're fine. And you feel fulfilled, you're at a certain point in your life, in your career, and your husband is there, he's still able to perform and have children and have a family. Should you, at that point, be willing to share? I mean, that's a conversation. So if I had an auntie, like a Waike, for example, you know, who is in her 60s and who has a grown woman who is already married and has a child, there's nothing you're looking, you're not going to pay school fees, you're not looking for anything. It's about time to start considering to share. Because if Uncle Theo now says, let me go and find one person from Gombe State.
Is cute.
Yeah, and go and find somebody, one young person or something. Would you be angry? Because listen, man, you got to share. That's really our conversation. Should women be willing? You will not be angry. Okay, please.
Let me help you out. I will not be angry.
Okay.
Because as you get to a certain age, it's not every day.
Yes.
It's the other room
matters. Yes.
So if you go and marry somebody from Gombe State now, at least
that's 1 day off for you, or 2 days off, or 3 days off.
Maybe even 5.
Peace of mind. So you see, her thinking is different from your thinking.
Yeah.
Because you're still young, you're still raising your when you get to a certain age,
the problem is this. Are we not enough in the world?
Your own has a clause.
To be having more children.
To be having more children.
True.
We have overpopulation problem right now in
because
Nigeria.
you have one child. Some people would like to have one.
People like me who are considering the population, overpopulation of people. That's why we only have one. Some sensible other ones had 2. You know. Then you have the people that have 3, 4, 5. And they just keep having. Some have 7. I'm just saying that there's overpopulation. So if the reason for this marriage is more children, then that's where I have a problem.
Okay.
If it is for the other please carry go and just the fire they go.
But there are techniques. You finish.
I mean, I think I'll go to England, for instance. Young children having 2, 3, 4. I'll just be looking at them. Only you one person. You have all these 4 children following you for body. Now, wow.
Baby population, though.
All right, let me come to BC. Your thoughts on this? Should we start sharing?
I don't know about sharing if the partners involved are not willing to share or ready to share. So we know there are some marriages that they already know, some religion that permits.
Yeah.
So you marry, you have the choice of getting up to 4 wives. We know some traditionalists who say, I can't do just one. You already know. So if it's an agreement between the partners that, okay, we have room for more people, that's fine. But if it's not an agreement, and why do I want to be the one to solve the problem of the world? Why do I want to be the one to carry the responsibility of everybody's problem? It's not, I'm not supposed to be put in that space. I'm not supposed to be guilt-tripped to be in that space. For me, I like my small, neat, one man, one woman. And if peradventure we get to a certain age and I'm now needing help, I need somebody to come and help me. I can have a conversation.
Help me do what exactly, please?
Help me do some things now. You know, back in the days, in my place, there's this thing they used to do. I had a friend's stepmom at the time who helped the father to bring her friends into the house.
Yeah,
yes. And they started dating, and then they married 2 of her friends to join her. You know, cultural is allowed. So if I get to that age and I feel, brother, am I still okay for you, or do you need me to support you? Then we can think about that.
It.
But in the interim, if it's the other room that is the problem, there are ways that people have, you know, helped themselves over the years. There are equipment. Yeah, so let's not, except you want to collect somebody's husband.
Okay, you're talking about the women now.
Yes, I'm talking about the women. If you know that there's no husband coming and your problem is the other room, you can help yourself in that regard.
So other room is not the issue.
So leave another person's husband, except you, because of the society, you want to get attached to a man, then we know the problem that we have.
That help that you are saying you can help yourself, I don't agree with it too, because you will still be lonely. Human beings need physical. Why do you think Koro became so unpopular? Because they are saying you can't. I can't sit up here and say, "Hey, Topsy."
We can't.
So there's because human beings actually need that physical contact. Let me just say why I don't agree with that.
Listen to that one.
We talk here. We talk about how we can actually see. The idea is helping. Yeah. There's a problem. Yeah. There are lots of women there that would like to have that kind of companion. And I can understand when a 24, 25, or 30, 40-year-old woman says, I'm not ready to share. I'm asking for a 50-year-old woman who is accomplished, who's gotten everything she wants in life, and she's fulfilled where she is. Should she, therefore, be encouraged? I'd like to hear from 50-year-old women today. Please call us, or men, call us. Let us know. Let us know. If you're 15 and above, please call our number, 081-270-53687. 09139076948. Send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. Would you be willing to share your husbands at this time?
So I feel that that's an option. I don't agree that it's the best option, or it's even an option that we should consider. But you have proposed a solution, and I'm sure that some people would agree with it, some would disagree with it. The complications of having another woman in the house and having stepchildren and having to manage the difficulty of raising different children across different age gaps, people whose some children will be giving birth while their new wife, the new wife is also giving birth. Like, there's a lot of drama that would happen that for peace of mind in your old age, if the man, the other room is not as important as the peace of mind you want in that space, not when you have a young wife that is now worrying you. You did not give me money for Pepe, and my children need money for school. That's not your headache at that point in time. So for me, I would consider another kind of solution in terms of the fact that there are communities who are looking for responsible women to marry. There are men who are looking, who want to marry, but don't know how to meet the women. So if Gombe has realized statistically that they have more women who want to marry than men, then the problem is, where are the men who are able to marry? How well have you prepared these women? Because one of the biggest issues when it comes to marriage is financial stability of the person that wants to marry. There might be men in Gombe, but they're not financially stable enough to marry. That might be the issue. So is it that we have women and we have men that are not financially stable, or we have women and we don't even have any men that are ready to marry at all? So we need to now make our women financially strong so that any man, regardless of his financial capabilities, can be imported into Gombe to marry our empowered women and keep the family system within Gombe and increase the population and the strength of Gombe and economic power. Then we are now.
And the men marry.
Let me go.
The bottom line of this matter is,
let me go on a break. I'm sure there are women out there who are willing to share. Stay with us.
I'm just hoping a different solution.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter of sharing, and I've opened up our phone lines. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 09139076948. Also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So we're talking earlier before the break that, you know, we're looking to see if 50-year-olds, because abroad now, women are marrying women.
Yeah.
in the name of I am, they're calling themselves what sort of either lesbian or something. You know, there's all these funny new connotations to these things. But the truth is, at the end of the day, it's part of the problem of scarcity of responsible partners in different ways. And Gombe State could adopt what the RCCG adopted in the City of David, where they put together a website. And say, the dating platform. I mean, that solves the problem, where eligible men are there, registers, eligible women register, and then you can have, so they solved the problem. Kano State government solved that problem in 2009. We saw how they did this massive marriage. You know, and we're all wondering what's wrong with these people. Is that what they can do? But we can see that there's a real problem that needs to be addressed. So how else could they have solved this problem? Yeah, and I think I have a caller, but go ahead.
Okay. You know, I mentioned the fact that if we can financially empower the women and bring in men, that's one option from other communities, and say we have married financially empowered women who all of them have handwork, all of them have money. Men that are interested, you will treat them well. You cannot beat them, you cannot maltreat them. You cannot have more than the number of children and all of that, and you regulate the system because you have provided the infrastructure to make them flourish.
Hey, Jesus.
Because we cannot deny the fact that marriage is like, what are we? Some people say, oh, marriage is not an achievement, it's not a clinical. It's an important feeling that everybody is an important hallmark everybody wants to tick. Many people want to tick.
Companionship.
People want to tick it, and it makes them feel good. So if we can encourage more people and create an environment for more people to do it, it will work. Okay. Also, when there are no family structures to build sustainable environments, build good homes, we have more children out of wedlock who later become criminals in the environment. So the side issues are plenty. So
let me take this call. We're going to be wrapping up soon. Good morning. Are you there?
Morning.
Hello, Jumoke. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Well done. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Would you like to say something?
Okay. I think she was just calling to greet us.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know, we took recently where I was saying that even online, some people were saying that most women were not married this period because of their account balance, which showed that they were not doing something that was profitable. They were not making money. And so men are sitting back to say, I can't marry a woman who would be a liability.
But BC, when did it become a problem? Well, you know, I don't know, when did it become such an important thing for a woman to have something?
Yes, but
she marries?
Times have changed. Times have changed. Everybody. So it's not just, so what I see now is that a lot of men are sitting down and waiting for the women to be doing the work. Both parties need to work. So as a man, are you ready to marry? What do you have in place? And we should not also, another thing is, because everybody wants to be financially stable, we're not giving time to potentials anymore. So when you bring somebody home and what's this person doing? Which potential? Now potential I would chop. Everybody's in a hurry to have an account balance, have a home, some of us started this marriage without even having all those things, and we built from ground up. So I think there's a mindset that's going round now that if you don't have it put together, there is no point for you to get married. Maybe when we revisit that, we'll see that people will start getting married.
All right, do you have any messages? We're going to be wrapping up soon. I want to take a few messages and then some few calls for wrap up.
Olaide says, men are generous in giving in that regard. Some men want to be shared, but they don't want to know how to ask, for permission from their wives. Corey Williams said, hey, please help us talk to them, I beg. Are they too against, no, says, givers never lack, they say. Corey Williams says, we have to assist the women in Gombe. They need help.
Lara says, don't worry. That is why there are lots of side chicks, plenty for town.
But interestingly, it's only southwestern men are the ones coming to go in there. So you all this, you're in southwest, you're saying you don't have a husband. It's because they're going to Gombe. Because the government is complaining that most of the men are coming to marry them are from southwest.
But it shouldn't matter where you come from.
No, just saying that that's what the government is saying. That they want people within indigenes to marry their people.
They are not serious. Okay. You know, we don't need indigenes. As long as you are eligible wherever you come from. Actually, we're talking about one unity, where one Nigeria.
I'm talking about what the article said.
Yes, let's mingle. So if the ladies in Lagos, their eyes are already here, and you can go to Gombe and get a wife, why not?
Okay, let me take a look at Olusegun, are you there? Olusegun, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You guys are amazing. I've been a fan of your
Thank you.
Your program for a decade.
Wow.
Thank God that I can talk to you this morning. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. As to your discussion this morning, presently, I myself lost my job. And, my wife has people that have been taking care of the family. And I think about it. If nothing doing, what will have happened to the family presently? You know, spending the time I am got back to doing another thing. She has been the one that has been helping the family. So it is very important for a woman. It is not compulsory, but it's very important for a woman to have something doing. Yeah. In case anything happens to the man, which happens to be the backseat of the family, someone needs to, so that he won't go begging, go outside begging and doing all sorts of things. So that is what I see to it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I have a message here. Ruth Ebo says, I agree with Tokwe. Old age should be a period of resting and not raising children. I have seen a situation where the son of the first wife had to train and cater for the children of the second wife. Christy says, today everybody needs the other person to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Corey Williams says, Simona, you way I see so. When you marry your husband, okay, she was talking about you will not want to share.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.